Walking around the school garden was my idea of peace. I brought a purple flower up to my nose, breathing in its soft scent, when suddenly my chest tightened. My hand flew to my pocket, searching for my inhaler, but it wasn't there. Panic surged through me as I realized I must have dropped it on the way here. Oh God, was I going to die looking for this thing? Just then I turned and saw Axel, the most attractive guy in school, standing there holding my inhaler. It was the first time he'd ever spoken to me. "Oh, thank God," I gasped, reaching for it. "Give that to me, please." As I took a few puffs, I could feel him watching me, which somehow made everything worse instead of better. I looked away, trying to steady my breathing, and when I glanced back, he was gone. That boy was such a mystery. He'd transferred to our school a year ago, and no one knew much about him. "Hi, I'm Olivia, by the way. I have asthma, so I can't do any active sports or anything like that. Before I continue, please like and subscribe." It was the weekend, and I had invited my best friend Tori to play golf with me on our private course. I told her what had happened the day before, and she immediately started squealing like a hyena. "Oh my God, bestie. Maybe he secretly likes you." "Nah," I said, brushing it off. "He just helped me." Well, he's never talked to any girl before, so it definitely meant something. "So what if it does?" Shrugged. "He's not my type anyway. He's too mysterious for me." Rumor had it that he had some kind of gang outside of school. Apparently they loved beating people up and burning things down. "Exactly." Tori grinned. "That'll make your love story even cuter. The title would be The Mafia Boss and His Queen." "Ow, just stop with your Wattpad fantasies already." Suddenly, a private jet landed nearby, and I was stunned to see who stepped out. Liam. He was my childhood best friend who moved to Germany when we were 10. I hadn't seen him in 5 years. I could barely recognize him. He looked like a prince now. He ran over, scooped me into his arms, and spun me around. "I missed you so much, gorgeous." "I missed you too, handsome," I laughed, hugging him tightly. Then he spotted Tori behind me. "Why are you playing golf with your maid?" "She's not," I started, but he was already snapping at her. "Hey, you get me some fresh orange juice quick." "Hello. Do I look like a maid to you?" Tori shot back. "Liam, she's not my maid. Her name is Tori. She's my high school best friend, so please be nice to her." "Ah, okay, whatever," he muttered. "I need to go see your mom. We have a lot of catching up to do." And with that, he ran off toward the mansion. Tori gave me a disapproving look. "This is your childhood best friend, the guy you've been telling me so much about? He sounds like a jerk." "He must just be tired from the flight," I defended. "Trust me, he's a nice guy." The next day at school, I noticed all the girls gathered near the parking lot. Curious, I went to check it out, and there was Liam stepping out of his golden helicopter, bodyguards rolling out a red carpet for him. What was he doing here? Morgan, the most annoying brat in school, accidentally tripped over something invisible right in front of him. Oh my God! My dress is worth $23,690,000, and now it's ruined. I need some love and comfort. Liam ignored her completely and grabbed a megaphone instead. "Attention everyone. Consider yourselves lucky. I'm joining your school now. And ladies, I know I'm super handsome and irresistible, but unfortunately for you, I'm unavailable." He sounded so pompous, but Morgan and the rest of the female population suddenly looked like depressed vegetables. They weren't happy to see him walking down the hallway with me or sitting next to me during class. But all I could think about was Axel's empty seat at the back of the room. Later that day, the exam results were posted on the bulletin board, and I was shocked when I didn't see my name at the top. Instead, it was Axel. What? How is that possible? He either sleeps in class or skips them entirely, yet he's always in the top 5. Now he's number 1. Maybe he studies in dark alleys all night after beating someone up, Tori joked. As I turn around, I bump straight into someone. Axel again. "If you're curious," he said coolly, "you only have to ask." "Okay then," I replied. Why don't you tell us? It's a secret. I guess I'll have to come closer to hear it, I challenged. He leaned down until his lips were near my ear. I felt my heart skip a beat as he brushed a strand of hair away. I'm just really smart. Smarter than you for sure. Maybe smarter than Einstein himself. He was so arrogant. Before I could push him away, Liam suddenly did it for me. Who are you? And can you step away from Olivia? Axel smirked. I could ask you the same thing. But honestly, I'm not interested. Then he walked off. Liam looked annoyed but followed me down the hallway. So, want to go out for dinner tonight? Catch up a bit. That actually sounded nice, so I agreed. He took me to a fancy restaurant, and we were having a good time until our order arrived. Suddenly, he started yelling at the waiter. I ordered a sizzling steak. Not your stupidity. Liam, what are you doing? It looks fine. The chef came out to ask what the problem was. The steak doesn't sizzle enough, Liam snapped. And it's not even centered on the plate. This is the stupidest food presentation I've ever seen. You're fired. Sir, you can't do that. My dad owns half the city. I'll have your restaurant shut down for food poisoning. We left soon after. Outside, I turned to him angrily. Liam, you're unbelievable. How can you talk to people like that? I can talk to anyone any way I want, Olivia. This was supposed to be a perfect date, and they ruined it. You mean you ruined it? This was a date. I thought it was just dinner between friends. Come on, he said. I told every girl in school that I'm unavailable. Everyone's expecting us to be together. I don't want to be with you like that, Liam. And who are you to decide things for me? Why are you being so difficult? Don't mess things up like this, Liam. I miss the old you, the sweet little boy who used to be my best friend. I want that person back. I won't settle for just being your friend, Olivia. I'll do anything to be more than that. At that moment, I knew things would never be the same between us. The next day at lunch, Tori and I noticed Axel in the corner of the canteen, talking anxiously on the phone. He's probably talking to his mafia advisor, Tori whispered dramatically. Planning their next victim. I tapped her head to snap her out of it. But my curiosity about Axel grew even more. What was he really up to whenever he disappeared? When he got up and walked away, I decided to follow him. He headed to the library. This was my chance to see how he studied. But when I peeked inside, I saw him spread out his notes, lay his head down, and fall asleep almost instantly. I tiptoed closer, sneaking a look at his notes, and noticed his surprisingly neat handwriting. Suddenly, a hand reached out and grabbed mine. When I turned, our lips nearly touched. Had he been awake the whole time? I just wanted to grab that book next to your notes, I stammered. I have a really important question to ask you, Olivia. Now or never? Yeah. What is it? What lotion do you use? Your hands are really soft. Realizing he was still holding my hand, I yanked it away and blurted the lamest excuse ever. I really need to pee. Later. That evening I was in the school elevator when Axel stepped in. Please don't talk about the notes, I whispered. So what was your deal with my notes earlier, he asked. I told you I was aiming for that book beside you. He smirked. Still trying to figure out how I keep beating your grades. Before he could say more, Liam slipped into the elevator. There you are. I've been looking for you everywhere. Suddenly the elevator stopped. Perfect timing. Axel started calling for help while Liam started pestering me. Why are you ignoring me? Is this about last night? Fine, I'll let that stupid chef go this once. Can we focus on the fact that we're stuck in an elevator and it's getting hot in here? Without warning, Liam pulled off his shirt. I blinked in shock. Then I turned to Axel, and he did the same. Holy cheese. If Liam had the body of a fitness instructor, Axel had the body of a Greek god. And there I was, stuck between two literal hunks, feeling like a potato. Why did you take off your shirt too? You're right, it was really hot in there. I was convinced I might die of hypothermia or suffocation before the elevator doors finally opened. Oh, thank God. I rushed straight to the restroom and used my inhaler to calm myself down after that traumatic experience. One night, while I was handing out food and cash to some beggars near the city outskirts, I spotted someone in a leather jacket exchanging something with a suspicious-looking guy across the street. As I got closer, I realized it was Axel. Without thinking, I got out of my limo and quietly followed them through an alley until they entered a door leading to what I assumed was their hideout. Oh my God, was this really their gang's secret base? I expected to walk into a room full of dangerous guys smoking and sharpening knives, but instead, what I saw was completely unexpected. Nerdy-looking students were scattered around, intensely solving Rubik's cubes of all shapes and sizes. I spotted Axel in the middle of it all, and he looked so out of place compared to everyone else. What in the world? Our eyes met across the room, and he looked so shocked to see me that he actually fell off his chair. He tried to act like nothing happened and went back to solving his cube, but I couldn't help smiling. He was kind of cute. After the competition, he came in second place, but judging by the look on his face, he clearly wasn't happy about it. He walked up to me with a disappointed expression. I lost by 1.5 seconds because I got distracted when I saw you, he admitted. It's the 57th Digital Qualifier Next Generation Championship Cup. I should have won it to complete my badges. Wait a minute, so he was just a nerd. A nerd who somehow managed to look like a bad boy. I'm so sorry, I blurted. I didn't mean to follow you. Before he could respond, the scariest nerd I had ever seen charged toward him like a raging bull. I bet $5 million on you to win, he growled. And I need to get it back. You loser. Get him, guys. Axel grabbed my hand without hesitation and dragged me out of the building. We hopped onto his motorbike, speeding away as the nerdy goons chased us through the streets. We didn't stop until we reached the countryside, where the rain suddenly poured down so hard we could barely see anything. Axel pulled over at the nearest waiting shed, and we both sat on the single bench inside, soaked from head to toe. The rain didn't seem like it would stop anytime soon, and it was already late. I called my parents to let them know I'd be sleeping at Tori's house so they wouldn't worry. I'm sorry you got dragged into all of this, I said guiltily. No, he replied. It was my fault. I shouldn't have made you follow me. You made me lose the game, but honestly, there are thousands of other games coming up anyway. I took the chance to bring up all the ridiculous theories people had about him being part of a gang. It was the first time I'd ever heard him laugh so freely. You think all nerds are supposed to be blind and not allowed to wear leather jackets? Well, this was my first time seeing one, I shrugged. He noticed how much I was shivering. You're freezing, he murmured. Then he took off his leather jacket and wrapped it around me, pulling me into a warm hug. I hope my body heat can make you feel better. Yeah, I stammered. It's helping. I felt safe in his arms, and before I knew it, I had closed my eyes with a smile on my face. When I woke up hours later, I realized I had fallen asleep on Axel's shoulder, and it was already morning. We quickly got up, found the nearest store, bought some decent clothes, and changed before heading to school together. Everyone stared at us when we walked in, but Liam looked absolutely furious. Are you out of your mind? He snapped, pulling me aside. Why did you come here with that stupid gangster? Buzz off, Liam. It's none of your business, I shot back. Axel suddenly approached me and handed me my undershirt from the night before. You forgot this in my bag. Everyone gasped dramatically, and I turned into the ripest tomato imaginable. I started coughing uncontrollably just to distract everyone, but of course, that only made Liam and Axel race to grab my inhaler from my bag at the same time. Morgan, naturally, chose that exact moment to step between them. Boys, stop fighting over that trash with stupid lungs, she declared. I'm right here. One of you can have me. I'll take either of you. Both boys ignored her and kept glaring at each other. That's enough, I interrupted. I'm not some damsel in distress who needs constant saving. I'm totally fine. Tori couldn't stop teasing me about everything that had happened. I'm loving the fact that two hotties are fighting over you, she grinned. But I'm Team Axel, obviously. Liam is the villain in this story. Tori, I swear to God my life isn't some cheesy fanfiction. It sure seems like it, she laughed, walking away with a teasing smile. In the following days, Axel and I started spending more time together, which drove Liam even crazier. But I didn't care. I was having fun with Axel, and he even introduced me to his friends at their club. One day, I tried to touch his favorite Rubik's Cube, and he nearly panicked. Be careful, you have to hold it gently, he warned. It's the 6th generation fully functional limited edition cube. God, he was such a hot nerd. Don't worry, I smiled. I'll handle it with care. Then I surprised him by solving it in less than a minute. Brains and beauty, he said with a grin. You really are something else, Olivia. Suddenly, Liam appeared out of nowhere and challenged him. Let's have a polo match tomorrow after school, one-on-one. The winner gets to date Olivia, and the loser backs off forever. Are you out of your mind? I exploded. I'm not some freaking trophy for your stupid competition. But to my surprise, Axel simply nodded. See you tomorrow then. As Liam walked off, I turned to Axel angrily, but he took my hand gently. It's the only way for him to back off, he said. I promise I'll win this. Okay, I whispered. But be careful. I don't trust Liam to play fair. The next day, I was their only audience, and I was a bundle of nerves. Minutes into the game, Axel was already beating Liam effortlessly. Ready to lose. Axel taunted. Ask that to yourself, idiot. Liam shot back. To my horror, Liam suddenly hit Axel's horse with his mallet, causing it to panic and throw him off. Then he seized the opportunity to hit the ball into the goal. He rode up to me with a smirk. You're mine now. Whether you like it or not. Over my dead body. Shouted. Liam, you're not my best friend anymore. You're a monster. A very sexy and attractive monster. Axel got up slowly, glaring at him. You clearly cheated. This isn't fair. We never had any rules, Liam said smugly. Axel lunged forward, but Liam snapped his fingers, and his bodyguard dragged Axel away. I felt even angrier. Do you really think all this is helping you win me over? Spat. You're just making me dislike you more. What do you think your parents would say if they found out their little princess is dating a gangster? Liam sneered. Where's your proof? Fired back. Axel is a decent guy, and he's also a genius. You really like him, don't you? Liam muttered. Finally, you got the hint. The next day, I was shocked to see the whole school in chaos. The walls were covered in spray paint, and half the lockers had been smashed. The principal was furious and checked the surveillance footage. We were all stunned to see Axel on camera. It couldn't be, I whispered. I knew it, Liam smirked. He couldn't accept the fact that I beat him yesterday, so he threw a little tantrum. Morgan, of course, jumped in to cling to Axel's arm. You could have destroyed me instead, Axel babe, she purred. I would have thanked you for it. Girl, have some dignity, I muttered under my breath. Eat this to fill your empty brain. Axel turned to me. You know I couldn't do this, Olivia. Of course, I said firmly. Only idiots would believe that footage. Unfortunately, the principal was one of those idiots. He immediately suspended Axel, and seeing Liam grinning like that made my blood boil. Obviously he had framed Axel, but I needed proof. Later that night, I snuck through Liam's window and hid in his closet. Soon after, he entered with someone wearing the same outfit and hairstyle as Axel. They were talking about how they had set him up earlier that morning. I knew it. I recorded everything on video, but then I accidentally knocked something over, making a loud noise. The next thing I knew, the closet door flew open, and Liam turned into a psycho. You little witch, he hissed. Give me your phone. Or else. Just then his parents barged in. I showed them the video and told them everything. They were deeply disappointed. You're going to regret this, Olivia, Liam growled. You'll see. To teach him a lesson. His parents cut off his allowance and sent him back to Germany. I was sad to lose my childhood friend, but he just wasn't the same person anymore. Now I could finally focus on Axel. I headed to his club, but he wasn't there. I checked his mansion too, but no luck. I tried calling him, but there was no signal. Where was he? What if Liam had done something to him before leaving? Feeling worried, I suddenly had trouble breathing again, and I couldn't find my inhaler anywhere. Looking for this. I heard a voice behind me. I turned, and there stood Axel, holding my inhaler. I ran to him with happy tears. I thought something bad had happened to you. I'm sorry I got you worried, he said softly. I was just busy doing something. He brought me up to his room, and I was stunned when he revealed a huge painting shaped like a giant Rubik's Cube, with my face on it. Axel, this is amazing. Olivia, he said, looking at me seriously. I've liked you since the first time I saw you. But I was too scared to get close to you because I knew I'd fall for you. Well, I did. So what are you waiting for? I whispered. He responded by finally kissing me, and it felt surreal. I love you, he murmured. I love you too, I said, smiling against his lips. Suddenly, Tori burst into the room and started jumping up and down like a monkey. I knew it. Wait, had you been following me? Axel and I just chuckled at her antics. The days that followed felt like a dream. Without Liam around to stir up trouble, life at school finally settled into something peaceful, almost boring if it weren't for Axel and his quirky group of genius nerds. Our bond grew stronger with every passing day, and I found myself laughing more than I ever had before. But just when I thought everything was smoothing out, an anonymous message showed up on my phone one night. You think it's over. But the game has only just begun. At first, I brushed it off as some kind of prank. But then strange things started happening. Axel's motorbike mysteriously broke down in the middle of nowhere, our school's security system glitched during exams, and even my inhaler went missing for a full day before reappearing in my locker with a note. Watch your back. I showed the note to Axel, and for the first time since we'd met, I saw real concern in his eyes. This isn't random, he muttered. Someone's trying to mess with us. We tried to stay calm, tried to carry on with our lives, but the feeling of being watched never left us. Even Tori started glancing over her shoulder during lunch breaks. Then came the invitation. An elegant envelope slipped under my door with no return address. Inside was a single sentence. Come alone or Axel pays the price. My hands shook as I read it, but I knew what I had to do. I couldn't let whoever this was take Axel away from me. Not after everything we'd been through. So I went. I arrived at the abandoned warehouse where the note had directed me, heart pounding with every step. The place was dark, echoing with dripping water and the sound of my own breathing. Then suddenly a spotlight hit me. From the shadows stepped someone I hadn't expected. Liam. He looked different, more composed, more dangerous. Gone was the spoiled rich kid who threw tantrums over steak presentation. In his place stood someone colder, sharper. You really came, he said, smiling like a wolf. I almost didn't believe you would. What do you want from me? I demanded. To show you the truth, he said simply. About Axel, about me, about everything. And with that, he pressed a button on his watch, and the walls around me lit up with screens. Footage began playing. Axel meeting with strangers, exchanging files, hacking into school systems, whispering codes. It was all there. This is what you've fallen for, Liam said. Not some misunderstood nerd. Not some innocent genius. He's been playing you from the start. I took a step back, shaking my head. No, he wouldn't. Wouldn't he? Liam asked. Or maybe. You're not the only one who can keep secrets. Suddenly my phone buzzed. It was a message from Axel. Don't believe anything he shows you. Meet me at the clock tower. I'll explain everything. Please trust me. I looked at Liam, then at the screens, then back at the exit behind me. I turned and ran. As I sprinted toward the clock tower, memories flooded my mind. Every moment with Axel, every laugh, every puzzle solved together. Was it all a lie? When I reached him, he was waiting under the moonlight, his face serious, his eyes filled with something between fear and hope. "I know what you saw," he said. "But I need you to hear my side before you decide." I nodded slowly. And so he told me the truth. Axel wasn't just a gifted student. He was part of a secret international youth intelligence program, one that recruited prodigies to help solve cybercrimes, prevent digital attacks, and track down rogue hackers. His mission here: to find out who was leaking confidential data from our school's database. And guess who was the main suspect? Liam. Everything Axel did, he did to protect me. Every moment he hesitated, every time he disappeared, it was because he was chasing clues, working undercover. Even the fight, the broken elevator, the chase with the nerdy goons. It was all part of the plan to expose Liam's network of illegal underground tech trading. "I never meant to drag you into any of this," Axel said, looking straight into my eyes. "But now that I have you here, now that I love you, I don't want to lose you." I stared at him for a long moment, my heart torn between betrayal and understanding. Then I stepped forward, wrapped my arms around him and whispered, "You better not make me regret trusting you again." He held me tight, and for the first time in days I felt safe. But just as we pulled apart, my phone buzzed again. Another message. This time from an unknown number. "Congratulations. You passed phase 1. Now the real mission begins." Axel's eyes widened. Phase 1. Before we could react, a black van pulled up beside us, and a woman stepped out wearing sunglasses despite the moonlit sky. "Olivia," she said with a knowing smile. "We've been watching you. And we think you might be ready." Axel tensed beside me. I looked from him to the woman, my heart racing. "Ready for what?" I asked. "For your first mission," she replied. "With us." And with that, the adventure of my life officially began.